Microphone activated.
Whoa, I think we're live. We might just very well be live. Are you there, SLP?
Hello, hello.
Oh, you are there. Okay, that's
Greetings.
fantastic. CS greetings, CS Goers, and greetings to you, SLP. Thanks for joining
Hey.
tonight, man.
Thank you so much for having me, Extremes. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man. Absolutely good to be here. I love it.
Cool beans. We got an interesting evening of Counter-Strike ahead of us. I do believe.
Indeed, you are right in believing this very thing, because I think ESEA overall is a really interesting championship. This is season 26. There's been lots of ESEA in the lifetime of CSGO, but in South Africa, I think we're on our third or our fourth season so far.
Okay, well that is very, very good to hear. South Africa entering the global scene slowly but surely.
Well, let's hope that we actually do get to go to an overseas LAN again, like Mountain Dew LAN at the beginning of this year. I think that was season 24, so
Wow.
Hasn't happened recently, which is a little bit of a shame, but it is what it is. And what it is tonight is Energy Finesse versus Goliath Gaming, which I'm pretty excited to talk about because I haven't done many Goliath casts. I think I've done 2 ever. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, not too many. Every time we had Goliath at ESL Africa, I was usually on the panel.
Okay, I don't know. For a moment, I thought that was the pistol live, the pistol round live there. So, apologies for my
Your apparent confusion.
my apparent confusion. So, I do believe that we've got some fantastic CS planned for this evening. And I mean, looking at these 2 teams, Energy Finesse winning the Valkyrie Challenge in the Metal State competition, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. I was actually there. Very good event.
Ah, all right. So we'll definitely be able to see a strong performance here from the ladies.
We gotta hope so, because I think a lot of people would actually think they're going to get a little bit wrecked tonight because Goliath are one of the better teams in South Africa. But I think the ladies will hold their own. It just depends really on whether they get flustered by the aggression out of Goliath. Because I mean, if you look at Goliath, it's pretty much 4 entry fraggers and Deviant, basically. It's a bit more of a supportive element in the team. So, I mean, there's a ton of aggression in this team.
Now, that's a very, very useful observation. And I mean, look, Deviant, old Moneybags himself, used to play for BVD back in the DZ. He's a flippin' legend, eh? I mean, legend in the Counter-Strike community to all the gents.
Absolutely, man. I mean, he's pretty much done it all. He's been overseas multiple times with BVD. He's now reinvented himself in a new team, which is, you know, partly player-owned, also salaried as well, which I think was the big news when Goliath showed up on the scene.
Ah, yes.
So, I mean, true. Richard, Mr. Deviant's been around. He was also on the panel at Metal State in the Samsung's Galaxy CSGO Championship.
Hey, look at that. Wow. Okay. So we've got Deviant, who's a relatively seasoned player. Would you go as far as saying... No, okay, I'm actually not going to go there. Do you know who might be the oldest player, the oldest competitive gamer in South Africa, maybe? Perhaps someone from DC? Or...
That'd probably be Hellhound, eh?
Okay.
I think he is 32.
Awesome, wow.
So venerable, if we want to use a term that's maybe not quite just outright saying he's old, but he's old, guys.
Ah, there we go.
We'll say that, yeah. But I think that tonight casting with you is going to be fun. Because I just thought, you know, coming into this, it would be cool to work with some guys who maybe haven't had the opportunity to cast top flight CS in South Africa, and you know, maybe just help new guys grow a bit. And I hope it's a growing experience for you, and it isn't like a horrible, harrowing thing that you look back and go like, oh my word, why did I agree to do this?
Oh, and as you say that, I think that is the knife round going live.
Indeed it is. If you guys have just joined us, this is ESEA Open Season 26 in South Africa, Energy Finesse versus Goliath Gaming. And you're joining myself, eXdreams, and a very special guest, SLP, for tonight's cast.
Thank you so much, eXdreams. We see Hackam going in there, 1v1, quick little frag over there, 3v3, sensational stuff over here, 1v1, 1v2 over here, CT side, Deviant getting the frag, Jeepers Creepers, what an insane knife round over there. I mean, you know, Kristen, just bringing it over there for Energy Finesse, what more would you expect?
Yeah, that was interesting, man. Like, I don't often cast knife rounds, but it's always fun when somebody approaches it with some enthusiasm, and it actually was exciting. You were getting me excited there, man.
No, I mean, that's good to hear. Look, from our point of view, you know, a knife round's always very exciting. A lot of the times, you know, sometimes it'll end up in a bit of a 1v1, 1v2 at the end, but that was a relatively quick one.
Indeed. Guys, if you are watching, if there's any audio issues or anything like that, please point it out and I'll try to fix it as soon as possible. I think everything's good because we've done all the testing we needed to do, but so these things do always happen. So please let us know if there are any issues. And let's see, are Energy Finesse going to have any issues on the CT side with Goliath Gaming here on train going into the pistol round?
All right, so we have a siege over here. You can see the T side sending 3 guys with that bomb down to the RV section over here. Just going to see what they can pull off over here. Rachel going to need to go massive over here. Kristen with a kit, just in case. Used that smoke grenade earlier on. Ooh, Rachel spots Hackam.
Maybe getting a little bit too aggressive there. She could have gotten picked, but she does survive. There's plenty of information there for the Energy Finesse side.
Got CJ over here, just in this little held position, making sure she's got this this information. You can see the CT side dropping back over here, giving some map control to the T side. Kristen in a lovely little position over here, little headshot angle. Can see she can take out Deviant. Lovely dual picking over there from the T side. Wow. Deviant just giving Rachel a little headshot over there.
Oh, goals. They're coming in on the lurk for True5, putting him down after getting dinked.
It looked like a bit of a big thing. Kristen going big over there, taking out Nefine and taking out Deviant. Holy shizners.
Look at that.
A massive, massive job. 1v2, 1v3 actually. Does Massacre have it in him?
Oh, he definitely does. Got so much talent and got so much HP as well. He gets the first headshot. Yeah, he's making a real go of this. Damn. It's 2v1, and they just need to play for time here, I think.
20 seconds on the clock. I think that's a very good call there, Extremes. Oh, True5 gonna see if she can take out Massacre over here. He's pushing up. Knows he's got to get this bomb down. 10 seconds. Kristen gets that info and gets the frag. Pistol round going to Energy Finesse. Damn. What a crazy end to that round.
Wow, Kristen just having a tremendous round there. 3 kills in it and doing exactly the right thing there. That she would have been trying to steady the troops and make sure that they're not going to actually give away their lives there. And for a second, I thought maybe Massacre might actually have it because they were peeking him. And you don't want to peek a guy with dangerous aim like Massacre. But Kristen does the right thing, gets the 3 kills, and that's the pistol round for Energy Finesse.
Definitely. And yeah, 100%. I mean, such a lovely performance there from Kristen. We can see some smokes coming in over here to the A-bomb side. CJ pushing up. A little bit of an aggressive taker into the RV, and Kristen getting the frag onto Deviant, getting that information that the T side is not pushing RV. Rachel making her way up over here. Hacking, going to see if we can get the frag out with a CZ.
Well, that was rather close, Rachel. On 4 HP there, and I don't think they would have expected her to push up the way she did there after Kristen got that early kill. So, nice position. The problem is she can't really get out of here, and Kristen also in danger of maybe going down if she picks the wrong angle. But there's the kill for Neff. 2 on 4, but still a very difficult situation here for Goliath.
No, for sure. And I mean that CZ, you know, I mean, for some reason it's just so overpowered at the moment. I don't know. I know there was was there a nerf of some sort or a buff of some sort to the gun?
To the CZ.
Yeah, to the CZ.
Quite some time ago, probably 2 years ago now. But
oh, 2 years ago. Okay, no, then I'm familiar with that. I just can't. Oh, I think it was a nerf to the 5.7 that brought it back. Oof.
Yes, indeed. Goals trying to do the drive-by there with nothing but a Glock. How does he live?
This is really good for Goliath Gaming because if Goals can just get into the bomb side over here, it's going to create some lovely money for his team. Nefine getting the distraction. Will Goals be able to get down over here?
When he runs out of bullets. This is just comedy everywhere. True5 is going to actually allow him to plant. What is this?
My word.
Wow. Somewhat of a strange round coming in there, but they eventually get the plant 2 on 4 somehow with Goals on the clock.
Wow, man. And Goals doing that incredible, running the gauntlet over there, sprinting out of the into the outside area over there. And unfortunately for the Energy Finesse team, getting the bomb down for Goliath Gaming.
Yeah, which is exactly what they would have wanted. Now they're going to be able to come in with a strong buy in the next round. He'll just be a bit of utility for them. You'd expect them maybe to go for an inside bomb site take or something. Considering, yeah, it looks like that's
and called it, yeah.
Exactly what they're going to do, considering they've got some utility to work with. But Energy Finesse playing very tentatively, and you can see why with the aim that's on the Goliath guys. Ooh, but that nade.
So we saw some equipment being used outside over there just to create a bit of an illusion here for the Energy Finesse team. True5 gonna molly that position, knowing that the T's need to push through that Molotov if they want to get to the bomb plant position. Salty Monkey holding the top angle over here onto Massacre, and we can see the terrorists spreading into this bomb site.
So they're actually going to play for retake here and allow them to plant, which is a little bit dangerous, but you'd expect them to do that considering they've got the armor and they've got the utility to work with retake time.
For sure, Salty Monkey just pushing up the right side over here, taking out Nefine, taking out Goals as well, taking out Hacken. Massacre left with the Glock. I don't see a pleasant future here.
Not at all, and Salty Monkey's going to take him down, and that's good for her. She's racking up the money there. Of course, the big kill reward from that SMG gets herself 1,800, which is going to help her bring out the AWP, and she does just that. Ah,
there we go. Also a strong buy on the T side there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, wow. Full equipment. AK's all round. No AWP for the T side.
Yeah, that's not unusual for Goliath. They don't tend to have a full-time AWPer, so it's okay, one of those things that they'll tend to forego the AWP. Generally, they'll only pick it up if they pick it up off the body of one of their fallen foes.
Yaska going to toss a smoke and a flash out of here to support his brethren outside. Looks like it's going to be a sort of an outside take. We've got goals up here to hold position. Nefine pushing out of main. Oh, sneaky little flashbang there from Massacre. He's down the middle there with the orb. Truefire getting double frag. Nefine and Deacon going down there. Hackham taking out Rachel.
Gets himself a 2k there to actually bring it back. But it's still a 3-on-2, yeah, and Truefire done some big work, and Kristen gonna do some big work herself there, taking down the Danger Man Hackham. 1v1.
Salty Monkey. Oh, Salty Monkey.
You can see she's pleased with that. See how she's shaking the mouse there.
That was awesome. Really good stuff there from the Energy Finesse team. For a moment there, I thought it was looking a little bit edgy over there, you know, when Hackham got that double frag, like you pointed out.
Yeah, it looked dangerous there, but Salty Monkey getting the clutch in the end, and I think Truefire also getting that 2k early on really helped them out, because Hackham just seemed intent on winning that round all on his own with the kills that he was racking up there. And Goliath going to force into this and tracking down Ivy, and they're going to run into each other.
Oh, Matthew getting a dink, and then the frag onto Kristen. Rachel just trying to drop back here, see if she can make it out alive.
Not gonna. Here comes the knife. Ooh!
DJ over there though to stop the onslaught. Truefire coming out over here on the right side. Wow, what a lovely crossfire coming in there from Energy Finesse and Nefine. You sneaky Blixum.
Jeez, huge plays from Nefine there, the veteran player, and it's 4 versus 1 here. Truefire gonna get the kill.
Hey.
She's got a lot of work to do now that the bomb's down.
1v3 situation over here for Truefire. Just gonna push up to RB position. Deviant watching this angle. Did he see her? He spots someone over there by Orange Train. Attack him. Oh, and unfortunately, Deviant, all money bags there, gonna earn himself an extra $300.
Nice from Goliath Gaming there, but it felt like Energy's Finesse were just putting too much into the early fight there. Basically running into those 3 players from Goliath who were tracking on towards Ivy. And I think after Kristen went down, Rachel needed to get out there. You know, pop a flash or drop a molly and get out of there. But she presses home the fight and gets punished for it. So unfortunately, after that, really difficult for the Finesse team to actually come back from that numbers deficit early on. We're going to see the pause.
A little tactical pause over here.
So for our viewers, yes, the Grills are winning. Look at that.
The girls are indeed leading, and Salty Monkey there opening up a home loan with FNB with $7,450. Probably going to drop some pistols there for the CTs.
So you don't think she's going to invest it and keep the money for her retirement? You know, she's a bit older than the other girls.
Oh, is that right? Okay, I'll just...
She's going to kill me for saying that.
I've just learned age and ladies, you don't say...
No, you really don't. But compared to me, she's really young because I'm really old. So, you know.
Good save, good save.
Good save indeed. I really hope so. But let's see what they can do. Yeah, Goliath pretty well placed on the table overall in the season. Energy Finesse lost a couple of games, so not quite as well placed as Goliath at the moment, but definitely holding their own so far. Going to come in with the pistol buy here and then go for the full buy in the next round. So deciding to stop the madness and not go in with the force buy, and that was a force buy from Goliath Gaming that actually won that last round.
Yeah, that's very true. And I mean, look, the force buy coming in, I think they only had 2 rifles, but unfortunately for Energy Finesse, they were just able to overwhelm them. So 4 rounds to Energy Finesse, CT side. Goliath Gaming on 1. Looks like they're going to be sending 2 towards Ivy over here. CT side putting all 5 into Ivy.
Shooting gallery.
Whoa! My screen just went dark. I don't know what happened, so I actually saw nothing, just the whole kill feed. So.
Everything died, so that was more or less exactly right. Screen going dark. If you're an Energy Finesse player, that's what happened. Unfortunately, a bit of a matchmaking strat coming out from Energy Finesse to run 5 Ivy, and I think for them, the single flash, it did do enough work, but unfortunately one of the players wasn't flashed. And it works out perfectly there for Goliath. And Energy actually on the double save, so they're probably going to look for double AWPs in the next round, considering they've gone that route.
No, for sure. And I mean, just quickly looking at these 2 smokes, these are smokes that Bravado Gaming used to use. I think about a year ago, they used to use it every single time they played on train. We played against them in some scrims and things like that. But they would throw these 2 smokes and 2 flashes over, and we would never know where the heck they are. So obviously, I can imagine perhaps Deviant bringing some strats from BVD.
Yeah, that's likely. Yeah. Good observation.
Pretty interesting.
Their massacre using the glaive flash, where you pop the flash down and actually jump down into the flash, so that the player who's turned around is going to die instantly as you drop with it.
Yes.
Seeing it a little bit there on the extra. But Goals, look at where he is.
Oh! The Rachel unfortunately getting caught napped there. Oh, Kristen going down to Goals as well. That P250. Goals going to take out CJ.
Goals doing massive work here, all on his own, and the bomb's going to go down on B meanwhile, while he's playing the lurk here. And that is just total destruction.
Goliath Gaming just able to build that economy over here. Nefan taking out Salty Monkey and making it 4-3 to Energy Finesse.
Yeah, Energy Finesse still got the lead, but you almost got the feeling Goliath have now got the momentum, they've got the money as well, and they're definitely going to want to take this half away from Energy Finesse, because it's going to take a couple of round losses here to even break the economy for Goliath that they've built up here, whereas Energy Finesse don't have anything near that much headroom.
No, for sure. And I mean, look, if Energy Finesse lose this round here, they're going to be in a small spot of bother. We can see CJ just mollying that A main position, preventing anyone from sprinting out of there, otherwise they'll lose a certain amount of hit points. We can see Goliath Gaming spread out all overly. Wow, that's a lovely skin, CJ. Leaded glass, wow.
Ooh, it is. It is lovely. She could get caught here. Shadow's been spotted by Net.
Oh!
Just getting too aggressive there, CJ. She probably should have kept that angle a little bit back and maybe caught one of them as they cross, but gets a bit too greedy for the information, maybe for the kill too, and goes down there. So 4 versus 5 at this point in the round. Still plenty of time here for Goliath to choose where they want to go.
Now for sure, and you can see they're super crisp, clinical. They focusing on doing the specific things that they've been practicing. You can see the bomb went over to that RV position early on in the round. They're just kind of playing for a bit of map control, making sure that none of the CT players push. I wonder if they're going to be doing some sort of wraparound strategy with this. No, it looks like Goals dropping into little ladder over here. Get some flashes out over there. Peeks out, takes out Salty Monkey. Cheers. We'll see that up next round. Goals jumping onto the bomb train over here. Takes down Energy. True Fire as well. Jeepers Creepers. Goals the entry fragger for South Africa over here. Double frag.
Yeah, he's doing big work in the last couple of rounds. Now that the bomb's down, Energy Finesse probably need to look to save here, because they don't have the money. They're not going to be able to bring it off in the next round if they drop it. Yeah, and Kristen getting a little bit too overzealous there, I think. She's in a lot of trouble right now. Oh! What a shot! Madness from the young man.
Well. Hey. Fortunately for Rachel over there, not going to be able to save that M4A1S.
So you saw in the early rounds, Energy Finesse, after winning that pistol round, managed to ward off those anti-ecos. But since the rifles have come into it, Goliath Gaming showcasing their superior aim and, of course, their coordination, because they've been playing together for a while. They're obviously professional players paid to do it as well, whereas Energy Finesse more of a, I guess, a semi-pro kind of thing. So for Goliath Gaming, definitely the more fancied side in this encounter, and I think a lot of people would have been surprised with the 4 that Energy Finesse already got here.
Yeah, no, useful observation of the Rachel just trying to push up over there, unfortunately getting taken up by Massacre. The CT side having an indication that Goliath Gaming are going to be coming inside True Fire with this P250. If I'm just trying to have a look into Pop Dog over here, making sure there's no CT pushing. Looks like the bomb's going to make its way back to Pop Dog. Goals once again.
His lurks are so effective at the moment in opening up these bomb sites, and it's completely wrong-footing the defense here. There's nobody in place to stop this attack.
No, that's spot on, and as we can see over here, very careful of their guns, protecting them, ensuring that the economy. Kristen always getting a headshot onto. Oh, Deviant taking her out.
Nice patient tapping away does the veteran player Deviant there, and he gets the kill in the end. 5-1-2, yeah, just pistols for Energy Finesse to work with, and I mean, money is so out of control here for Goliath Gaming. It's probably not even worth Energy Finesse trying to save anything, you know, keep money away from them. They just need to get some guns, but they're not going to get any. Deviant gets both.
Wow. Triple frag from Deviant that round, so a little boost there to his KPD.
Yeah, that's going to boost up the stats, and of course this is ESEA, so if you guys want to check out the stats after the game, you can go to the ESEA website and actually look at all of that. You'll see things like ADRs and even a crazy rating called round win share, which nobody knows what it means. No, I do know what it means. It's just really complicated.
Salty Monkey going to take that peek into A main. I wonder if she saw Goals pop out of here. Goals, super heat. Just sprinting up to hold position over here. Nobody knows where he is. He's in the middle of nowhere. Oh.
Look at that. All the kills just happening everywhere. And Massacre with a beautiful headshot. They're just everything on Energy Finesse dying. And it's all on CJ, and she's not going to get it. That was surgical from Massacre.
Awesome stuff over there. I mean, we saw in the beginning of the round, Deviant just leaping ahead, bounds ahead, sprinting up that whole area, taking out Rachel in that RV position before he was getting gotten taken down. But yes, man, look at this economy for Goliath Gaming.
Sure, they can retire young, man. Retire at 30. Get all that money. 6-4 now to Goliath Gaming versus Energy Finesse. We hope you guys are enjoying the cast. We're certainly enjoying doing this. It's a first time for us casting together, so definitely looking forward to some great action coming up here. And unfortunately for Energy Finesse, they only got pistols and armor on one player.
I'm on 2 players, I think. CT.
Oh, 2 players, okay. My overlay is blocking it.
No, it's cool, it's cool. So we can see Goliath over here just getting that bomb down. Kristen gonna try and save that AK. It's gonna be a lovely cash injection for them, a little check.
Yeah, definitely help them out, and she's gonna want to be as elusive as possible to avoid these players. And very nice place plant positions from them as well, spreading out nicely, blocking off all the choke points, and Massacre gonna be stopping them. Jeez, just padding his stats so well. Yeah, did Hack'em just shoot him with the off there through the wall? I think he might have.
As we can see as well, Deviant nice. Opting for that Galil. Lovely frag there from CJ though.
Wonder why I'd go with the Galil. That's an interesting one. It might just have survived from an earlier round or something, because they got so much money they could all be rocking auto snipers at the moment.
Yeah, no, we saw him purchase it last round. I think it was in preparation for the save round coming in from Energy, knowing the Galil's got 35 bullets in case they decided to rush the RV position kind of again. I would imagine that would be the only...
Give them a less powerful gun. Yeah, I guess that would make some sense. 7-4 at the moment, and also coming up a little bit later, I'll be casting a game with Profeci. That's Bravado versus eXdee. That's the 9 o'clock game. That's incoming, so definitely stick around for that one.
So smokes, equipment being used over here on the A bomb site. DCT players just near this RV position over here. Goals throwing his flashes, his molotovs, getting all that stuff out the way, pushing out True Fire, just soloing B over here, watching that bottom ramp. Can she risk it? Can she leave? Oh, Saltzman getting the frag onto Nefan, Kristen onto Goals. Hack'em getting an AWP frag onto CJ. Salty Monkey holding this electric box and gets the frag.
And another
flip. Makes it flipping 4 in a what?
Salty Monkey. Look at that. Shutting it down for Energy Finesse there. Some really nice shots from her, not missing a thing. And you can see she's having a good performance for her team on 11 kills and 8 deaths at the moment. Damn. So leading the way there. And on the other side, Massacre also having a massive game himself.
Oh, Massacre having a massive. Yeah, no, that's...
Here comes the Massacre. You've played against them before, right? He like spams that incessantly.
Yeah, no, listen, he's a super talented young lighty, but flipping, you know, these players in Goliath Gaming, they're so focused, they work really hard. You know, look at them setting up for these takes. You know, this takes hours and hours of precision, timing.
Yeah, definitely a lot of practice involved in getting to where they are. And I mean, arguably they're probably the 4th or 5th best team in South Africa at the moment. Somewhere around the sort of level of DC, and generally in the ESL Africa Season 2 they had the measure of DC as well. So you know, DC of course recent champions of the VS Gaming Masters, but Goliath Gaming definitely nipping at their heels in terms of maybe claiming that right to being in the top tier of South African CS. I mean, of course they are there already, but the top tier has just gotten bigger with the addition of Goliath and Big 5 in recent months.
Oh, there we go. I mean, that adds more competition into the national scene, which just creates a better competitive vibe. And True Fire taking out Goals. Goals once again doing the lurky lurk and getting taken out by True Fire. Punished, mate.
That's going to give up the game here, and they're coming into the site. CJ somehow doesn't seem to realize that they're there, and there's 2 quick kills there for Goliath.
Goopers, in the blink of an hour, 4 quick frags, and it's a 1v4 for True Fire.
Yeah, 14 HP. I don't think it's going to happen. And I got to ask the question there for Energy Finesse. Ooh, as Deviant gets a nice headshot there. Once TrueFire got that kill, it should have told him that the A hit's coming, because you're always going to find so far in this map that Goals has been the guy who's been on the lurk. So, I mean,
yeah.
I think just a bit of a misread from there, because you saw them start to rotate as soon as they got Goals, and that was completely the wrong call, unfortunately, for them. So 5-8 on pistols again, and Goliath Gaming in firm control of this game after a really good start for Energy.
For sure, and we can see the CT side of here doing that RV push once again. Such a pity that that money, that economy is such a vital part of the game in Counter-Strike. It would be so nice just to see everyone on full guns all the time, you know.
That would be Call of Duty, man. Why would we do that? Ooh. There's a kill actually for Salty Monkey, continuing the good form. 46 HP. Got nothing but a P250, but she's going to go down there to massacre.
Deeper, so Nefan just spamming that deagle like you would spam an SMG. Not recommended at home.
Is this Call of Duty? No. Of course, World War II's coming out tomorrow, so I think a lot of the COD guys are really excited, right?
Cool. I would definitely imagine that. Look, I think I stopped playing Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 2. Really sad.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played a multiplayer, man. Just not my thing. You're not supposed to be able to run and shoot things, man.
Kristen over here with the scout going for the wallbang over there into A main, almost taking off Goals' head. Got Salty Monkey over here. No more orb for her. Then a bit of economic dire straits over here.
Yeah, and she's been so effective with that weapon. Hack'em now getting a long way out here, and he's just playing around the smoke. Meanwhile, the bomb is towards B, and they're going to be pushing off this, getting a lot of real estate on the bomb side, and TrueFire all alone goes down.
He went molling off that zigzag position, preventing Salty Monkey from pushing through over there. Himself and another Goliath Gaming player just pushing up all the way through the trains and sandwiching these poor CTs in the zigzag position. Hack'em taking out CJ. 1v5 for Kristen with a scout and a kit. And a deagle.
Oh, that's still decent equipment. She probably should try to keep hold of that if she can, but it's going to be really difficult. We got one player now really close by. Oh! Sit down, son.
Hey, man. Casco getting executed. Hey,
yeah.
That's the end of the first half.
That was so quick. I mean, it's just gone by in a blur.
I think superb performance there from Energy Finesse. You know, winning those rounds early on means they came into the game with a positive mindset and they just wanted to, you know, hit the ground, like go straight from the beginning. So that was really really awesome start from them. But Goliath just seeming to prevail.
Yeah, I think they're overall just slightly more skilled. I mean, nobody's going to deny that, of course. So it's one of those scenarios where it's expected that they would do well, but I think Energy Finesse got off to a way better start than a lot of people would have thought, and definitely give them credit for a good setup on the pistol rounds and handling those anti-ecos really well also. So for them, I think maybe where they've lost out a little bit is where they've had one or two players be a little bit too aggressive and get caught off. I mean, Rachel's one of them who's been caught a couple times towards Ivy, and CJ also been caught on top of those trains out in A side a couple times. So TrueFire overall having some nice kills there. I mean, Salty Monkey with the highlight rounds, Kristen with also with some great highlights as well. And on the other side, everybody showing up for Goliath Gaming. If we look at that scoreboard, of course, Massacre somewhat at the top there, but overall pretty even frag distribution, I'd say.
Double figures there for all the boys. Salty Monkey just absolutely decimating everyone with that AWP this evening. Definitely need to get her one of those this T half, I think.
Yeah, seems like it. I think I need to just use my ban hammer quickly in chat, yeah?
No, please do.
Got to do that for a quick second there. Get rid of somebody spamming something silly. So sorry if the game locks up for a second there, guys, but it's what happens when you alt tab. But hey, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. You've joined myself, eXdreams, and tonight's partner in crime, it's SLP, and really good to be casting with you for the first time, man.
Thank you very much for having me once again. Awesome opportunity, and it's really nice just to watch some chilled CS.
Yeah, a lot of fun, and I think we just got a little bit of a tactical pause or something, or maybe somebody needed the toilet. You never know. I mean, we both played in teams before. It's like that age-old thing when you're playing a DGL game and you make the one team wait, or And the reply that comes in chat always is no, somebody was at the door or something like that, you know. And we all know it's nonsense. It's not true, right?
Never, never, ever. And I mean, I don't know if you've played many Dota games recently, but I feel like I've never ever played the full length of a Dota game without at least 2 or 3 pauses. I struggle to remember the last time I played a Dota game without a pause. And now with the with the 1 minute tactical pause timeout, I'm just playing every single CS game I play. There's always a pause as well, so can't escape it.
Yeah, that was a relatively recent addition. I mean, I think it's been around for about 1.5 years or so. But I mean, I remember the bad old days where you got no tactical pauses and you could shout at each other and swear at each other and music spam each other in matchmaking before the game because of all talk. Good or bad, depending on how much of a troll you are, I guess. But of course, this is Goliath Gaming versus Energy Finesse. We're on the pistol round here in the second half on train. And you're joining again, myself, eXdreams, and SLP. We're going to be bringing you the second half and Energy Finesse with a lot of work to do on what is actually a bit of a CT-sided map. Ooh, things are dying, but the director freaking out a little bit. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. You still there, SLP? Oh, I think we may have
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me?
There we go. Okay, we got you back. What happened?
That it's shenanigans.
No worries. Okay, so 10-5, and it was 4-on-4, but they're running through the smoke, and Deviant, he gets them all.
Damn. Deviant just going absolutely buck wild over there. 3 headshots, wham bam. Thank you, Deviant. Those bots paying off earlier before the game. Just little click here and there, and Kristen needs to get this bomb down.
Jesus, and it's a difficult situation here for her as well. I love the sound effects though, man. That was great.
I know, listen, you know what? It's just one of those things. You know, sometimes words just become superfluous, you know, and you just got to make a little noise there. But Kristen pushing up towards his RV position. Deviant, look at this lovely defense here from Goliath Gaming. Deviant's watching, and unfortunately taking Kristen out over there. Not able to get that bomb down, and pistol round going in the favor of Goliath Gaming.
Yeah, crisp as you like there from Deviant, just nailing all those headshots beautifully, sitting on a KD of 16 and 6 at the moment. Having a good time of it is the veteran player for Goliath Gaming, and yeah, 11-5. It's struggled to see Energy Finesse coming back from this, but you never know. They had a really good start in the previous half. They just need to find themselves something here on this force buy. Yeah,
no, for sure. And I mean, look. Definitely, they've got some superb aim, and Goals just sneaking his head out over there, seeing what he can find, looking what information he can gather. Energy Finesse. Oh, there seems to be a little bit of action over here once again. Goals getting a little flash, pushing out, taking out Salty Monkey. Sprinting back away over there, just ensuring that he doesn't lose his own life. Another flash coming in from Deviant over there. Lovely tactical flashes coming in here from the Goliath guys. Little battle over here.
They're doing some nice work, getting some real estate there on the map and just pushing back the T's. So
real estate.
We're making each other laugh. I like this. It's good. So hopefully people are enjoying this. Otherwise, you guys are going, wow, these guys are self-indulgent. They're just laughing at their own jokes.
No, for sure. MP9 Orange Peel. Now, that's got to be a skin to remember, hey?
Yeah, I don't know about that, eh?
So we've got the remaining T side. 4 of the Energy Finesse players just pushing up towards that RV position. We've got Goals over here waiting with that loaded MP9. Going to spray out his first clip. That's what I'm talking about. 3v3 situation over here. T's pushing in over here. Massacre. Getting a frag. Getting traded. 2v2. Oh, but Nefon just taking out Kristen over there. So making it a 1v2 over here for True Fire. He's got an MP7 and Kevlar and helmet.
Not much time.
Only 17 seconds, yeah. Very good defense there coming in from Goliath. But unfortunately, True Fire unable to get that frag over there to get that bomb down.
Yeah, it was not to be. And I think Kristen there maybe just being a little bit too... I'd say maybe... I don't even know what the word is. She just looked like she wasn't aware of where the defense potentially was. You know, just running into an exposed area, getting shot in the side of the head, and that was pretty much the round from there. She had the bomb, so leaving a bit too much there for True Fire to actually do to come back into it. I was trying to find a word. I mean, you're the guy with the big words.
Well, we can see over here, sensational stuff coming in. Energy Finesse just pushing out into the A bomb side over here. Deviant getting a frag onto Salty Monkey, getting the second one onto True Fire. Nefine sprinting through Pop Dog over here, and that is it. Quick little save round, done and dusted. 1-2, buckle her shoe. That's it.
Well, that's an interesting way to put it. I like it. 13-5 here, and Goliath Gaming galloping away with this somewhat after a really good start for Energy Finesse in the first half. Since they were up 4-0, we've only seen them get another round. So Energy Finesse struggling a bit, and I mean, you've got to also look at a couple of their fraggers there. Rachel having a bit of a bad time of it. Only 2 kills so far, so they're going to be looking to her as one of the more powerful fraggers in this team to actually show up here in the T-half, but they don't have a lot of rounds to work with.
Yeah, and that is really unfortunate because, you know, I mean, these AK-47s one-shot, headshot kind of vibe, anything can happen, and I really do feel that these ladies got superb aim. So, Kristen just looking down towards this B site over here. Goals pushing, sneaky little bugger.
Ooh, I think she spotted him.
You think she saw a little finger hair there? Yeah.
Just the pixel on the end of a pixel, just about, so... See, very passive defense so far, except for Deviant, who's going for a little bit more information here. He hasn't spotted anybody just yet, and there's no AWP on the side of Energy Finesse, so it's going to be tough for them to punish him if he does decide to push out there. But Kristen now, big moment
Kristen
here.
going to need to take out goals over here. Battle ensues. Oh, and the trade frag coming in over there, so not too bad over there. 1-for-1. B bomb site potentially open, but no. There is actually somebody in there. Packham, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, player 2. So Energy over here, they've got relatively full nade usage. They've got lots of equipment. Going to do a bit of a B take over here, it seems. Kristen lining up her equipment. Packham getting that Molotov ready. He knows something's coming, so he tosses it over there. 20 seconds left in the round. Molotov going to last approximately 8 seconds. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes some superb aiming battles. Packham taking out Rachel. Kristen unfortunately killing herself from the headshot from Hackham. Hackham getting the P250 frag onto True Fire, getting the next frag onto Salty Monkey, and Hackham just soloing that B bomb site.
Huge from Hackham there. Pulls out the P250, still gets another 2 kills. What a man, what a mighty good man is Hackham.
And then the suicide, that was just... So what, does she get no money because she suicided? No, it doesn't work like that, sorry.
No, I don't think so. And of course, one of your teammates in here as well, and... I think it's Avon. Boerbuerta? That's Avon, right?
Oh yes, is he...
He's in chat and he says, gift more SLP, so... Know that you're loved, man.
Hey, man. So Boerbuerta, actually funny story, he's one of the most successful comedians in Port Elizabeth. He's got a whole lot of jokes and a whole arsenal of tricky, sneaky little shenanigans. So thanks Boer. Appreciate it.
Oh, kills happening. And there's trades happening all over the place. Neff getting aggressive here with the AWP. It's a 3-on-2, and for a moment the Energy Finesse had some parity in the numbers. But it's going to be difficult against the superior weaponry, all of that utility in the hands of Goliath as well.
Fortunately, Energy have the bomb with them, so True Fire on that Galil. AR Cerberus looks absolutely gorgeous. Epic skin. It looks like they're going to make their way outside over here. Salty Monkey whipping out that knife. Oh, there's someone in there. Or is that above them?
I think, it's above them, so...
That
could have gotten a little bit tricky if they were bumping into each other in a smoke or something, but this angle from Neff is just fiendish. I don't think they're going to be expecting this. Oh, he misses!
Oh, but he doesn't miss the second one, but does get traded by True Fire, and then Packham doing that trade, so... Unfortunately for Nefan over there, missing that first shot, but DT still coming away with the round win.
Yeah, 15-5, and it's map and match point here for Goliath Gaming, and they got 10 of them in hand to work with, so plenty of time if they want to lose a few rounds. Of course they don't want to lose a few rounds, they want to close this off. So Energy Finesse going to come into the buy. Salty Monkey on the AWP for the first time in this half, I think, and she was so good in that CT half with that weapon.
Yeah, for sure, and I mean, thankfully now getting enough funds to purchase that AWP. They're setting up for an outside execute, it looks like, so let's see how the CT side responds. Hackham pushed up here in bathroom area, getting all this information, knowing that it's going to be an outside take, and we can see the CT side adjusting their positions accordingly. So this is going to be a rather interesting outside take from Energy.
Yeah, unfortunately, giving just a bit too much map real estate, as I said earlier, to the guys from Goliath, because they've been able to push up so much. They've got all the information, and Energy probably should have left somebody over there. The execute coming in now. Goals trying to get out of there.
Oh, Hackam pushed up behind over there, getting a triple frag. CJ getting the trade, and then Goals taking out True Fire. So it's a 1v4 situation over here for CJ to keep Energy Finesse in the game. Oh, and unfortunately over there for Energy Finesse, Goals taking out the frag onto CJ.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for them there. Of course, Deviant getting all that information, managing to push up and get himself, you know, the flank coming in, as well as making sure his teammates were there waiting for the Finesse team. And unfortunately for them, after an amazing start, I mean, they were up 4-0 at one point, getting shut out there. So, decent game overall from them. I think they did better than some people would have thought as well, but definitely some, for them, room for improvement, and I think they can only get better from here. All credit to Goliath, though, for a really good showing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, look, we need to address the fact that Goliath, they were crisp, they were clinical, they had you know, all their executes ready, they had their holds ready. They tried out 1 or 2 new things as well, just specific kind of takes. They swapped goals around here and there. So yeah, you know what, all credit to them, and credit to Energy Finesse for playing really well. I mean, look, in the beginning over there, we thought it was anyone's game. You know, it was so close in those early rounds. So very interesting.
Yeah, but I think overall a fun game to cast with you. Really good to cast with you for the first time as well. So
Hey.
I really appreciate you joining me for this ESEA Season 26 encounter. And we got to do it again, man.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much for having me, and good luck for the next game. I do believe it's eXdee against Bravado.
Yes, indeed. eXdee versus Bravado. Going to be covering that one with Profeci. I'll actually be moving over to play-by-play, which I've never done in a cast before. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully not
That's
awfully,
fine.
but be back in a few minutes. I think I'll just put it to some music for a bit. Hopefully you don't find the music awful. Who knows? But again, thank you, SLP. Really appreciate it. If you guys want to follow him, you can see his Twitter handle at the bottom there, at Shane Pfeiffer.
Oh, yeah.
And go follow him, see what he's up to. And we'll be casting again pretty soon, I think maybe next week. And in
Cool.
probably about 10 minutes, it'll be Bravado versus eXdee. So definitely stick around, guys.
Cool.
Microphone muted. Microphone activated.
Oh, and it looks like we're back. So, are you there, Prof?
Can you hear me?
There we go. I can hear you perfectly. That's fantastic. Cool. Thanks for joining. CS greetings, CS guys. It is IX Streams with Profeci, and we're going to be doing Bravado Gaming versus eXdee here on Train. How you feeling, Prof?
Pretty excited to see this team. I mean, eXdee has played, or it used to be one of the maps that played fairly regularly when they still had Spoof in the lineup. BVD obviously started focusing on it quite a lot recently, trying to take it away from Energy, and pretty decent side themselves.
Yeah, it is one of those maps that was usually a traditional strength of Bravado in days past, and then Energy just started destroying them on it.
Yeah, I think it was a concerted effort by especially Black Poison when he was running the team to try and get better on Train. Energy had always been good on Train, but Black Poison also seemed to enjoy it quite a bit, and I think he just figured out, especially the T side, a little bit more when he joined Energy. DVD has always really focused more on their CT side being good on this map. T side is good, but you know, not as I don't think you could really compare their T side to the CT as good as it is.
Indeed. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Please let us know if there's any audio issues or anything like that. Of course, I didn't have a chance to test with Prof before we went live because, of course, the previous game was Energy Finesse versus Goliath with SLP, who did a fantastic job, by the way. But all the levels are set for SLP, so if we do need to make any adjustments, please let us know because we want to make sure that you guys have the best possible experience while you're watching this ESEA Season 26 open game. So, yeah, just waiting for one player here on the eXdee side. Let's talk about the Bravado lineup a little bit. I see Sonic is not here. TC's actually here, but the last time we saw Bravado, really, Sonic wasn't that much of a factor in that ESL Africa final.
Yeah, he had a bit of a rough one. I mean, they did play... What map did they play against Energy the other day? Wasn't it also Train? Or is it a different map? I forget now. It was last week or the week before where they played Energy. Sonic looked okay. But yeah, he seems to have dropped off that god tier level that he'd been hitting for the last 6-7 months before Rage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was actually watching this very day the final of ESL Africa, doing a little bit of research for an article that I'm writing, and you know, it's probably the third time I've seen it, if I include the live experience, which of course when I was like sitting in the stands with a bunch of mates and some fans and whatever, it was a little difficult to follow. But you know, overall the casters kept saying, you know, how, you know, they're expecting Sonic to come back into it, and he just never did. I mean, 3 maps, and he maybe had, I think, 2 moments that I can think of where he was legitimately really good, but overall, just, you know, not at all living up to the sort of level of performance that we would have been used to from him.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, especially given the reputation that Sonic has as being like the one true ultra carry in South Africa. I think him going missing made a big difference to BVD's chances at the finals. But I mean, it must be said that I don't think any of them really pitched up except for JT. Even Detrini wasn't at his usual high level going into that event. So I think general morass of the team there kind of brought them down, but definitely will be looking to right some wrongs once they get into the next event.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're going to be baying for blood. They definitely won't allow the Energy being at the top to stand for long. That's not what Bravado are about. They're about being #1, but of course it's up to Energy now that they're in sort of that undisputed first place to make sure that Bravado can't actually come and take it back from them. And of course, it's much harder to stay at the top than it is to get there.
Yeah, that is definitely very true.
Indeed. So Bravado Gaming versus eXdee, what we've got coming up, we're just waiting for a player on the eXdee side. Somebody's late, so we're just waiting for them. So in the meantime, we'll talk a little bit about what's going on. Of course, do appreciate you guys joining us. It's so good to have you, and it's so good to have so many of you watching a random CS game in the middle of the week. Because, I mean, I think back a year or two to casting to like 3 people, it was... definitely not this, and of course South Africa, we're unlikely to see thousands on a stream that isn't a big tournament, but still very cool to have so many of you guys joining us for this game. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, it's lots of fun. Definitely good to see that people are supporting some local streams these days. I mean, you yourself said it last year, just casting to 3 people. Hopefully next year it's casting to maybe 80, and then we'll be the real big cheeses on the block.
Indeed. Okay, well, thanks for that, Jonathan, about the game sound. We actually did the entire previous game at that level. Everybody seemed to think it was okay, but I think SLP shouts a lot, so it might also be why. We're talking a little bit quieter here, but thanks for that. Let us know, of course, if there are any audio issues, anything that we need to fix, because we want to make sure that you enjoy it. So, waiting for somebody on the side of eXdee, and maybe let's talk a little bit about this lineup. I mean, Beast is coming across from WOG, that WOG team that did so well at the VS Masters in the middle of the year. I think it was towards the end of July. And coming over to this team to replace Spoof, which is a rather big boots to fill.
Yeah, I mean, we did mention it in ESL that it looked as though eXdee was a better, like they might have had a better player in Beasts, but they looked much worse as a team. And it clearly showed, like, the guys could still frag, and when they were hitting their shots, they looked magnificent. But there was also those days where you could clearly see, like, once the aim kind of deserted them, they didn't really have option 2, and that was their biggest worry. And, I mean, that's the one thing that people obviously know that I'm a big fan of tactical teams, so it was a sore point for me to watch eXdee go from a team with quite a lot of structure to a team with very little.
A freewheeling team in which the wheels had fallen off almost, it seemed at times. So let's hope they can put it together again. We're just waiting for one of the players still. I think it's probably King. Although I think
King's in.
Oh, is he? Oh yeah, you're right.
King, Blaze, Beasts, Makmur.
I can't read, man. Jeez, what is this? I wish I could read.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should go check those glasses out. Didn't you get a new pair recently?
I did, man. It's
take those in for a refund, I guess. Eh?
I guess so, man. Just want to say shout out to Anthrax for joining us. Appreciate having you, yes, sir. Of course, my main casting partner, the
God Anthrax.
God Anthrax. Love casting with that oak. Love hanging with that oak. And another guy I love hanging with is in chat as well is Andrew Penguin. Good to have you here, man. And G-Max. All these good people joining us. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Like celebrities or something, apparently. All these really crazy people coming out of the cracks.
Oh, look at that. So, I mean, speaking about the eXdee team being, previously a little bit more tactical and now a lot more sort of focused on fragging power. I mean, they've got plenty of fragging power, but the criticism I've always had of this team is just too many AWPers, and I think it's one of the AWPers we're missing at the moment, Makmo, actually. And the thing with, having that many of those sorts of players who want to pick out that rifle, I mean, you can only really, at any given point, have 2, and even that's a huge financial investment.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's a risk.
I mean, the thing is, you can certainly have more, but the problem is that's not a consistent way of playing. Like, the amount of money that you're going to be spending to get into that level of weaponry is just not reasonable, I don't think. And it makes things like side takes much harder, so yeah. I think the general consensus is 2 is enough, and any more is like a really crazy bonus, but that's not going to happen.
Any more is, what, Fnatic 2015 at Cologne, right? Was it 5?
I think it was 4, because ironically I think the only one that didn't have a weapon at that time was, or have the AWP, I think was JW on that round, if I remember correctly. Could be wrong, probably am wrong.
That's hilarious though, if that's the case. The actual designated AWP is the only guy that doesn't pick up the AWP to wreck the other team on the cross and dust too. One of those iconic moments in CS though. So hopefully Makmo is going to show up soon. We don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long.
Asterix, I think. We're missing Asterix.
Asterix, okay.
Because the active roster is 10 players. So it's Asterix, Beasus, Blaze, King, Makmo, Rachno, SLP. Interestingly.
He's the sub actually. I made the executive decision not to have him on this game for that reason.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, also this is a thing that we're going to learn what the actual roster is right now, because they've had a ton of changes. I mean, in ESL Africa, there were changes week to week the whole time, and it's been a sort of a story of them, with roster instability.
Yeah, definitely has been. I mean, they've probably chopped and changed the most outside of Flipside. May they rest in peace. But
yes.
Yeah, I mean, eXdee I think is a. They've always been a solid team, but they just seem to be missing that, that magic ingredient to take them to the next level. And at times it looked like Spoof might be that person, but they could, even with Spoof, they just never seem to be able to cobble together enough players to gain any consistency out of it. And I think that's really what's cost them in the long run here. I mean, at the moment, they sit top of the ESEA charts for this season. So, I mean, they're not coming in on too bad of a run at the moment.
Yeah, but, I mean, they've got potentially, of course, Bravado playing with TC instead of Sonic, but the funny thing has been whenever we've seen Bravado with TC or Cent standing in, they seem to win somehow, so let's see if they really are weakened by that. I mean, on paper they should be.
On paper, but I mean, do you really ever see Cent allowing Deputy to outshine him in a match when he has to play?
Indeed.
Can't see that happening.
I'm actually thinking back to that moment. Was it Bravado versus DC in that season 1 playoff match where it was Explicit versus Cent, and Explicit had just gotten 3 kills, and he just needed one more, and the very easiest kill was shooting Cent in the back, and he fluffed it.
He fluffed it. Yeah, that was pretty damn hilarious. Because like, what was it? He was about to go plant, saw Cent, panicked, pulled out his gun, fired, missed, tried to plant, then decided the better of it, and then Cent just walked up and shot him in the face. It's just like, I don't know how much more comedic that could get, but I mean, that's pretty much a stand-up routine right there.
Yeah, but it was also like the 3 kills that he did get were like godlike plays where he just like nailed some crazy headshots, and then when it actually comes down to the easy stuff that you'd bank every day, it doesn't happen. But speaking about banks, well, Macma is going to need a strong bank to keep the AWP up on him because he's finally here. So it looks like we'll get underway pretty soon.
Yeah, should be going soon. But it is Macma that eXdee has chosen to pull from their Pokebelt.
Indeed, it almost feels like that with all those players they have there. And also shout out to UF Disciple who's in the chat. Hashtag not my president. Just a little bit of a private joke there going on. And Bravado, thanks for making your team available to cast. I know it wasn't your choice, but I'm glad that you're enjoying that we're casting, and we're glad to be casting some Bravado, because unfortunately I missed out on casting Bravado at ESL Africa. I had to do energy. What a drag.
Oh, I mean,
no, not really.
One of the craziest games we've seen in recent times. that was the one thing I do think that was the biggest pity about ESL was those tech issues on day 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ever really got to see Bravado, and I do wonder how much that that delay actually ended up, just, I wouldn't say ruining them, but certainly like it's always going to be that tiny bit of doubt in my mind, like how good was Bravado actually? Because before the tech delays, they looked solid, and once they came back from the tech delays, they just absolutely hammered Vibora. But I think that I would have really loved to see Bravado just have a full solid game without actually having any tech issues, where they actually looked like some of them were going.
Yeah, it's tough to get momentum if you're suffering those sorts of issues, and unfortunately ESL, they wanted to bring their own servers, didn't trust the South African servers, and the servers they brought shat the bed somewhat, unfortunately. So
something like that, yeah. Knife round?
Yeah, it looks like we're live. So, of course, guys, the stream is on a little bit of a delay. It has to be so that they can't stream snipe or watch what the other team's doing. So, just bear that in mind, of course. So, don't worry. We are getting going. Knife round happening. SLP did an amazing job of casting a knife round. I just usually ignore these.
Yeah, it's a ritual butchering, so there's not really a whole lot to watch. As Blaze seems to be the last one. No, Blaze is not going to be the last one. Beast is Freaky come up top of the pops with the knives there. So they will almost certainly be starting CT side, I would think. Surely they will.
Yeah, surely. I mean, this map is pretty much a CT favored map these days, right?
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much always has been. There's been occasions when teams like Astralis and VP could maybe turn the meta around, but the meta is there for a reason, because that is really what the stock standard level of play is. So I think it should be CT-sided. Is this going to decide itself now? What's going on?
And they're probably debating it a little bit. Toilet break, I don't know. We haven't waited long enough, guys. I don't think we have, so we're just going to wait for them to decide what side they're actually going to go with. And there's the selection coming in. Drum roll, please. Where will we find them? It looks like eXdee are going to be going to CT. So that's pretty expected.
Who would have guessed that? Who would have guessed?
Never would have seen it coming. Never in a million years. But the match is restarting. We are live with this, guys. It is eXdee versus Bravado Gaming. This is ESEA Open Season 26. I think the 4th season of ESEA, if I'm not mistaken, in South Africa. And so far, eXdee at the top, actually, of the log overall. So definitely wanting to hang on to that.
Yeah, currently 10-1 up against Bravado's 9-1. So what we should see from Bravado here, they do love their defaults. And the default is actually going to be 4 towards the Ivy side and 1 just making noise roundabout. I would say either the drop or B, just to try and keep some attention. But he's really going to be the guy that triggers the movement, I think.
Yeah, this stack of players here from Bravado towards that Ivy area, hoping to maybe find somebody getting overzealous, and there's a bit of an engagement happening here. There's the trades coming in. Macmo and Fady both getting kills. Freaky under a lot of pressure here, and he needs to back up, but he gets a kill before that. Going back for more under so much pressure here, and gets another one. Freaky, the pistol god, getting some amazing kills there.
Yeah, and JT and Detriny have it all to do, and never mind, Detriny has been removed from play. JT's got it all, and he has nothing. King takes his face off, picks up the last 2 kills of the round, but Freaky coming up once again. That guy is just, seemingly he's better with a pistol than anything else in the game. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's hilarious. We saw some amazing pistol rounds and pistol forces in ESL Africa out of him, and it always seemed that he would consistently pick up those 2 kills with a pistol. I mean, the only other player in South Africa I can really think of who's so consistent with a pistol is Black Poison.
Yeah, Black Poison is also one of those guards with a pistol. But BVD, as it is, they're going to force up here 3 CZs, so probably going to try and get into close range. And at the moment, eXdee playing at range, so that's favoring their weapons. Interesting that eXdee doesn't have a single scout player. We've seen a couple of teams now, especially at the top levels of the game, actually running scouts in the early rounds just to make certain that, you know, T's can't get on top of you.
Yeah, Cannibalistic's one of those players who, for energy, will usually do that. And Macman are just firing off a couple of shots. He saw a little bit of a shoulder peek coming in there, so hoping to maybe do a bit of damage. But in the meantime, Bravado stacking up here towards B and looking to actually be executing in here. Play's going to be firing through the smoke, doing some significant damage, but Bravado got an opportunity to get the bomb down now.
Yeah, it's fantastic play for them. So they're going to get in. They've actually not lost a single player. They're going to lose one now. Down goes Fady, but instantly returned by JT there. And they've actually pushed up decently far. So Blaze is not going to have an easy time. Got players on either side. Going to get the first, going to get the second. Detrino, though, is still alive. Elusive as well. He's going to try and stay to the name. 2 versus 2 at the moment.
He's Elusive doing big work, gets the dink as well on Blaze, but Blaze also sitting on a 3k. It's all on Detriny here. If he can find the low player, does find the low player, but Macmo is on hand to trade him out. That was so close, and probably way closer than it should have been.
Yeah, far, far closer, and especially because eXdee actually spent quite a bit of money going into that round. They might have been in a dicey situation had they not had that last player alive in Macmo. I think if Macmo goes down there, that becomes a lot dodgier for the eXdee side. Bravado, though, they have gotten that plant in the second round, so they will almost certainly be saving for the third.
Yeah,
Actually,
Bravado, if we want to use the ESL Africa way of saying it.
I mean, Bravado actually spending a little bit more than I would have expected. I mean, all the players here actually picked up at least a CZ and something else, except for TC, which is okay.
It's got to be a set execute that they've got in mind here, considering the utility they've got, because it seems pretty specific. You can see 2 mollies, 2 smokes, 2 flashes. And I think they're going for the plant here as opposed to trying to win the round outright. And there's Blaze doing big damage. I think he's been spotted, though. He's going to get run down, but he's going to get the kill as well. And there's the molly to force him out. Detriny now perfectly coordinated there from Bravado.
Elusive not going to be as successful with this round on the pistols as previously. Markmore is going to get pushed through the smoke, or is he? No. Detriny's actually going to hang with a pretty clever situation. He's going to spot a lot of players. He's going to kill Freaky, though, and that's going to probably give the game up. He can't do anything. He just shoots him in the back, and it is now all up to JT. His feet are spotted. He's going to get tapped out there. Or is he? He's on 12 HP. So he's got a CZ and no armor. So, I mean, at this point, can't really do a whole lot. He's going to try jump through. Not going to make it.
Microphone activated.
Yeah, really nice from Bravado. I just almost felt that the fact that they had 2 mollies, they probably needed to look at hanging on to one just so that they can have that player posted up at the top. It's easy to bounce it off the door and just deny the defuse attempt, but not able to actually keep it. You could see it was well executed from BVD, but I think with the lack of armor, it was just never going to happen. So 3-0 at the moment, eXdee with a good start, and we're going to see the AWP for the first time in the hands of Bravado.
Indeed, I thought that you know, maybe going a little bit light there on Detry in the previous round, but clearly the bomb plant helped him to make certain of that. Oh, Mark Moore's going to miss the first shot there, but Detry could very well have been the first victim of eXdee in this round. So BVD once again into that default, got nobody actually hanging around the Ivy area at this point. eXdee have 4 players on A. So trusting quite a bit there in Blaze to hold that B side all by himself.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you trust him, considering the dividends that it's paid so far in these rounds when they've come onto the side? He seems to consistently get himself a couple, do an effective job of delaying them as well. And I mean, he's had a good season overall. Definitely been one of the carries. But look how far out JT is, and he's going to execute Macmo. Fady also coming in with a kill before the trade happens.
Oh. Yeah, that was just a complete stuff up there. eXdee not watching the angles that they should be. Fady just checking everywhere. He's going to spot the first player. That is going to be Vesus. Can Vesus take the fight? He does indeed, and wins it as he goes up against Fady there. And TC is going to trade out, and Bravado cleans up the round. Detrini removing Vesus from play. eXdee lose their first round, and as a result, instantly on a save. I mean, maybe they force up here, but I really wouldn't advise it. Bravado. That was very, very well played there. And that second round coming to haunt eXdee a little bit.
Yeah, when it comes down to that 1v1 situation, you know you aren't going to have good money when you get to round 4. And unfortunately for them, it really does bite them, as you said. And JT doing huge work. I don't know how he managed to get so far out there in yard before he was actually spotted. I mean, he wasn't spotted before he got the headshot on the first player on green train.
Yeah, it just looked like eXdee. Yeah.
Oh, pieces just on point with the deagle.
Unfortunately, long-range fights are not going to be eXdee's bread and butter here as Fady starts cleaning them up. Picks up the first 2, he's going to spot Vesus, he picks up a third, he's on course at the moment, and he's going to run out of ammo right at the wrong time. Macmo kills Fady there, and Elusive, last one, well, I wouldn't say the last one, but certainly the one with the bomb. Blaze now the final remaining player for eXdee. He's probably going to look to either just do damage, but no armor, so is the deagle really worth saving? Oh. Never mind.
Blaze, just such damage coming in here from the eXdee players with the deagle. Vesus getting himself 2 plays, gets himself, well, sorry, he got himself 1, shall I say. And he's under a bit of pressure here. The nice flash coming in from TC to allow Elusive to peek there, but they don't want to fight him too much because there is the possibility that he punishes them and maybe only leaves one of them or none of them alive. Oh, and he gets another one, Blaze!
TC knows he's got to take the fight, but I mean, TC, yeah, he should be fine here. Okay, Blaze running. But Blaze has saved an AK, and TC will pick up the orb. Blaze! Oh, 5 HP. 5 HP.
5 HP, just clinging onto the last tendril of life is Blaze, but he does some big damage there, and that's going to help out eXdee in their quest, Jay, because, I mean, Bravado's money could very well have gotten out of control, but now eXdee with the saved rifle, they're going to come in with the buy here. And we're going to see another strength versus strength round. The only issue, of course, eXdee don't have that open. You know, I think a team like eXdee would also probably have wanted to run doubles at some point on CT side.
Yeah, and I mean, they are a little bit light on utility as well. Freaky and Makmo are not really packing much heat there, so going to be a bit of a difficult one. But Blaze, yeah, doing huge damage there. And Bravado might very well be on a save if they do lose this round. Lots of players going down in the last one. And will be forced to buy up once again fully. So Makmor playing in the sandwich area. He's going to get aggressive. Looks like he's going to pop flash King in here. And that should be enough. JT's going to look around, but JT... What? Oh, that drop nearly killed him. But it is going to kill Fady in the end as Makmor. He's going to climb onto the train. JT's going to try and molly him out of there. A little bit too late though. As they're going to keep trying taking these duels. Makmor has done a decent job though, getting the first kill. No, King got the first kill. What am I saying? King got that kill. And Fady having a bit of a rough time at the moment in these early rounds.
Yeah, he's not really had too much of a good time of it so far. I mean, he's got 5 kills, so he's up there on the scoreboard, but it feels like he's been punished a few times. And JT again punishing Macmo, getting all the way out in yard again somehow. They're just not watching that choke point well enough before Freaky gets the trade.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like there's comms to, you know, indicate who's watching what area, because that is, as you said, the second time JT's gotten out there and gotten a kill. I mean, if he gets lucky, maybe he picks up a second, and then that's a complete train wreck. And unfortunately, Elusive gets caught with his hands in the cookie jar, as it were, and goes down there. Blaze getting the kill, but TC might return the favor here. Blaze gets into that train. He's going to hold up close, but Detrini is more than capable of removing him there, as Freaky is going to take a duel at range with TC, who wins that one. Beezus, though, should be favored in this round.
He's got the HP and he's been on point with the aim so far. He just needs to find TC. TC spots him, catches him, but only going to drop him to 48 before Beezus takes him down. And Beezus so far been really good in this game. I mean, considering he used to be a primary AWP, showing up well with the pistols and the rifles so far.
Yeah, he's doing very, very well at this point. And good clutch there. I mean, it was 2v2, but he pretty much did most of it by himself. So good play there from Beezus. And you do wonder, though, how BVD is going to be handling this next round. Not going to be great in terms of the money, as a couple of players are capable of buying. The rest will have to force up if they do decide to go in. And what do we know? BVD going to be forcing up. So they are ridiculously good with the deagles and other weapons. But Detrony is going to be the one given the AK. As Fady and Elusive will be the ones going down. And instantly Fady is removed from play. So that aggressive rushing is just not doing well for the BVD entry at the moment.
Yeah, poor Fady. I mean, when you're the entry, you're almost cannon fodder sometimes when you're running in first, and unfortunately not working out for him. I got to give a shout out to Blaze in the previous round though. The air strafing on his B-hop there was just beautiful and kept him alive, which allowed his teammates to come in. I wanted to comment on it on the time, but too much killing going on at that moment.
Yeah. This is a game about killing. Can anything go wrong here? Oh, Mahmoud taking a shot there. So he looks to be the primary AWPer on the team currently.
But we know with eXdee that is a very transient thing most often. Yeah. So we'll see what happens here. Of course, 4-2 at the moment, 2 eXdee over Bravado Gaming. Sonic not in this game. I'm assuming he's doing some exams or something like that. Or he's sick again. I don't know. But Freaky there with a nice kill before there's the trade coming in from JT. Beezus now dropping Elusive to almost no HP. They're going to try for the plant nonetheless, and I think Beezus can stop it. He gets 2 in the spray down. Beautiful work from Beezus.
JT, unfortunately, just not capable of doing anything. Just whipping the shot there in the end as he does go down. So, BVD 2-5 down at the moment, and this time they should go to a full save here. JT going to be the one tasked with picking up a couple of the flashes. He does obviously have the most money, and yeah, BVD's money not looking good at the moment, and eXdee should be good for a 6-2 lead, and not what one would have expected going into a map that Bravado is notoriously potent on.
Yeah, it looks like they're going towards the B-bomb site potentially. Are they going to look to rush it? Jeez, I just thought Fady was about to die in the first 20 seconds of the round yet again, but escapes with his life there. All the players here towards B, and that nade could actually do some damage. Does drop JT.
Yeah, I think if it landed it on JT's head, might have been the end. Is it going to land on Fady?
Oh, that hurts.
Seems to be catching all kinds of bad luck at the moment as he's on 4 HP, so he's going to be the lemming to start the game off as Blaze is going to catch him in mid-air, and the rest of the fight, how's that going to go? It does look as though Blaze is going to go down, but King is unspotted and he's going to clean up like a like a vacuum cleaner, I would guess. Terrible analogy, but felt like that at the end.
Yeah, he's the Hoover in that analogy somewhere. Not the best. We'll definitely acknowledge that, but we'll acknowledge how well King did there, and of course Blaze baiting beautifully for him as well. So works out perfectly there. 6-2 to eXdee, and if you're just joining us, of course there was earlier Energy Finesse versus Goliath Gaming on the same map in this ESEA season 26 Open. Casted that with SLP, and well done to him. He did a great job first time casting together, and of course it's myself and Profeci's first time casting together as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying what's happening tonight, and hopefully we'll give some new guys some more opportunities in the future, because of course, Prof, we've done a lot of panel work together. We've never casted together.
We've done a couple of practices, but I mean nothing live. So
and nothing recent.
No, not at all. So eXdee at the moment. Bit of damage traded there. Freaky caught a grenade with his feet. Fady, I think, did likewise at the start of the round, but Fady is he's going to watch and he's going to kill King so quickly. King just hearing the sound, trying to take a chance, and not working out at all for the eXdee player there.
Yeah, and Fady for once actually living to tell the tale after an early round engagement. So even in the last one, he ate a nade and then just died instantly as he peeked. So a nice advantage here for Bravado, and probably their best opportunity so far on a gun round to actually take something away from this potentially a round score here. But Macma very well placed here, got the support of Freaky as well. See what he can do.
Well, BVD have twice now used that sort of semi-execute where they drop a smoke on the left side and molly the right side, and then throw a flash and not actually make any use of it. So The XT catches on, might realize, but once again, they're going to get players out there as Fady is taking long-range duels and he's winning them handedly. TC pushing up there with the rest of the team. Elusive is the one gone down. Fady's holding the angle for him. Does he spot the head of Blaze? He doesn't, but JT does indeed. And that should be the end of the round. Bravado does have the angle.
How? How did he do that?
Absolutely no idea. Markmo turns things around big time. JT and TC now in a 2v2. They have the health advantage, and Markmo's going to be going down. JT does a weird little jump there, but gets the kill anyway. Freaky undone by the skill of the Bravado player.
You think he bumped his mouse wheel by mistake there? I mean, I've seen that happen. Even in the ESL Africa final, there was a moment towards the end of Cobble where Kenny just randomly jumps and dies in a 2-on-2 that allowed Detrony back into the game and maybe made it feel like Bravado could get back into it. Of course, it didn't happen, but being somebody who jumps with the mouse wheel myself, it happens more than I'd care to admit, really.
Yeah, I mean, you have to learn how to do it. And I know when I first swapped to that, it's pretty tricky. It happens
but fast execute, yeah?
Very, very quickly. This is the Bravado style that we do know is Fady's going to stand on the wrong side of smoke and actually loosely get gunned. Blaze up close now that he could make the play. He's going to push through. Does anybody spot? He's going to spot.
Oh,
he's going to spot
Blaze!
Second. Fantastic plays there, but he is up against the Clutch King of South Africa. That is Detrony. Does he have it in him? Does Blaze? Detrony is watching the angle. So Blaze does have the utility advantage. Can he do it? Yeah, he's got a flash and a smoke. He also knows that the bomb is under his control.
Yeah, Blaze playing it patient. He knows he's got the time, and it's really on Detrony to do something aggressive. Blaze doesn't need to do anything too aggressive to actually take a fight here, and they're going to potentially run into each other. Detrony caught on the ladder, but Blaze doesn't get the shot. Now they know where each other is, and it's going to come down to this fight. Perfect flash. Detrony having to back off here. Blaze, can he find the angle here? Ooh,
Detrony trying to shoulder peek, get the shots out, and stuff with the recoil there. Detrony. Timing might undo him. He's got 30 seconds. As Blaze is looking to just take a better angle. He might actually walk himself into a lot of trouble here as Blaze as he opens himself up to a couple more angles. And Detrony might get the gun on him.
Oh!
He does indeed. Blaze, unfortunately, 1,000,001 angles to watch. And he chooses a couple that are not looking at Detrony. And that is the end of that. So Bravado picks up their fourth. And just like that, eXdee. Those rounds are starting to cost them. Every time they get into these fights, Bravado seems to be bringing a couple of players down. So eXdee is now on a save. Bravado should be going to their fifth, and it's not too shabby for a train. Usually a map that we think about 9-6, 10-5. That's about par for the course, I'd say, as a CT.
Yeah, very much so. Macmo somehow winning that duel, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And yeah, winning duels again is king. They go on a two-man expedition searching for a weapon, and they get themselves one. This was a great start to the round for eXdee, and Bravado reeling a little bit from the early action there. I don't know how Fady managed to get caught by a player with the P250 at such range.
That just feels like one of those long-range taps, the P250, and then another one to the body. You know, everybody feels like it, where you're just like, of course, that'll happen as soon as he shoots at me.
That sinking feeling when you're playing, when you get tapped by a P250, and of course, I mean, that weapon will only do about 70 damage now at that sort of range, even less actually. So it's been nerfed, it's been adjusted, it's less powerful, but still, Blaze makes it work.
Indeed, Bravado. I mean, they do still have the weapon advantage, and they have body armor, so I wouldn't say they're completely out of this round.
It was Macmo, sorry, it wasn't Blaze. Apologies.
Oh. I mean, at this point, so Freaky's going to spot them. He's going to try to take a fight with them. Just a little bit of damage, but clearly not enough to do much more than tickle Bravado at this point. JT pushing up aggressively. He's going to spot Beasts, and he shoots Beasts very, very dead. As Elusive is now going to spot a King, kills him off. And it's 2 versus 3. They're not looking great on the HP at the moment. TC and JT will be the men tasked with winning this round for the boys in blue. As eXdee, they do still have that AK in play, and King has been on a tear in this round. And Markmo. Oh, that's a horrible feeling. That is a truly horrible feeling. TC's going to try to take a fight, but he doesn't have the HP to play with, and King is going to clean him up. Once again,
what a round.
Pistols doing insane amounts of work, and Bravado are not going to be happy with that.
Tremendous round there from eXdee, and I think that was all born off that early kill from Macmo. I think that was almost unexpected. You could see Macmo's idea was just to run outside and get himself an aggressive position towards main. Fady just ran out and got instantly dropped, and then another two players, I think it was King and Blaze, who went on that fishing expedition up towards B. They rush up, they get a kill that side, and from there, 3v5, and just the numbers get whittled away from Bravado, not able to actually take the round. 7-4 at the moment, and Bravado now looking for a fight here towards Ivy, and it's going to be on Freaky. Gets the first, looking for a bit more here, but not going to overextend. Smart play from Freaky.
Yeah, Bravado's going to try to flash their way up, but I can't see that working too well. So, EVD at the moment, they have seemed very, very weak against force buys, and they haven't done fantastically well on their own force buys of late either, but never mind.
The jumping kill.
Elusive just pops through the smoke and nails Mark Murray, turning a bit of a favor there as they got a spot and they're not
Freaky.
Freaky. That is an incredibly smart play there by the eXdee player, is holding that close to the smoke. No way Bravado would have expected him to hold that angle, and they will be hunting Detrony, making a lot of noises. Blaze, so Detrony could very well get the jump on him here, but the shots come through as Blaze does indeed get wrecked, takes a bullet to the face there in the ladder.
Oh my word,
Okay.
Detrony getting another. He gets King. And he's actually making a fist of this. He could actually win this. The problem is he doesn't have the bomb, but he does have 40 seconds to work with. It's barely enough time, but he can get over there and find himself these kills. We know what Detrony's like in these clutch moments. Problem is it's unlikely, but Detrony does thrive in these sorts of situations, and Freaky is very low.
Yeah, Freaky's on an ace as well though, so he's desperately, I mean, I could almost see him taking a fight here just to see if he can win it, but Detrony's trying to make as much happen as he can, but it looks like he's just going to save guys. 14 seconds, not really a whole lot of anything that he can do at this point. So fantastic play there by Freaky, actually just breaking open the round, and that's one of those plays that you don't often see. It doesn't always work out, but when it does look spectacular. Freaky picking up the 3k right next to the smoke as Bravado getting caught a bit with the pants down in that situation.
Yeah, I think the flash that they popped through there also made them think that they would have cleared somebody off that angle, but with Freaky standing in the corner facing the wall, it was just the one position that kind of nullified that effort from Bravado. So definitely catching them off guard. And Bravado coming in with a... No, they're not going to actually force around that AK. And probably the smart decision, considering how far behind they're in the game at the moment. Definitely don't need to take any risks, and Bravado definitely under the cosh here a bit.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the boys in blue, as they are struggling a little bit. Elusive's pushed down, not going to be able to get much of anything though, as Freaky does pick up another kill. And King, he must know Fady's there, and Fady's going to get an instant bullet to the brain. Bravado just getting picked off one by one here. Definitely actually pushed out there, but Blaze up to the task and certainly aware of something sneaky going on, and he'll just remove the Bravado guy there. And well, anyway, Mark Moore and friends hanging out in the yard at the moment as TC tries to get the bomb down. He's going to go down. JT though is going to pick up 2. He's going to need to get the bomb down. If he gets the bomb down, I think this will be a massive win. DVD is going to try to collect it now. Does he have enough time?
He needs to get that down.
Spot. I think he's just trying to spot somebody, just, you know, taking a wide angle. That's an interesting decision.
Widest peak of all time, I'd say there. Just putting himself completely in the open, had no armor. That was just not a winnable situation for him. He needed to probably play around the edge of the train there, but it might have been also that he was expecting a molly or a nade to land on his head, which probably would have been incoming had he not moved. So maybe that was the thinking there, but could he pull up the scoreboard here for people to see? JT definitely leading the way for his team, 15 and 12, and we've seen him land some nice shots. On the other side, King on 15, Blaze on 13. Pretty much everybody contributing well on eXdee. Bravado, you got a couple guys who are a little bit missing. I mean, TC you'd expect, he's the coach, he's in for Sonic. Elusive also a little bit low down there at the moment, but Bravado still got the opportunity to come in with the 9-6 here. 9-6 would be perfectly acceptable, I think, going into CT side if they could manage it.
Even 10-5, given Bravado's skill on the CT side, I think should be enough. But yeah, you want as many rounds as you can get, and 6 should be the goal. Interesting that Detrony is the one reduced to nothing but a CZ. Yeah, you would have thought that at least you'd give him a little bit more to play with, but clearly have confidence in their AWP's ability to fire with the CZ. And Fady, once again, is going to come with a ton of damage, but the double up is going to finish off Blaze. And Bravado will get the bomb plant down now. Elusive just dodging a little bit of damage, and Fady's trying to push up deep. Is he going to be able to get there? No, he's not. King finishes him off. And just wreck Elusive there as well. So Bravado losing players left, right, and center here. As TC is going to get caught close, and that's the end of him. Freaky gets another kill. JT is actually pushed right through. This is multiple times now. He's been able to get very, very far beyond what eXdee is expected. As King is trying to take a fight at, well, the heights, and he's not going to be able to get the first kill. Does get the second. That'll be JT though, as Detrony is the last player alive. He might make the play.
Oh, and he does make the play. Detrony! Unbelievable from Detrony. Nothing but a CZ. How did he do that?
I have absolutely no idea, but I mean, it looked as though eXdee just actually lost sight of him. They didn't know where the hell he was. They must have thought that he was around about the connect area, but that kill on JT, I think, probably allowing him to get that far up. And once again, eXdee has a number of times now just lost track of their opponents and allowed them to get much, much further in than one would expect. As Bravado,
He's getting aggressive.
And Fady's going to get wrecked.
Yeah, just got deleted there by King. King getting really aggressive early on. You could see the idea there, because I mean, eXdee had a bit of a deficit in terms of the actual weaponry. You need to get aggressive to actually get in the faces and make those weapons that they do have work for them. Unfortunately, Detrony, the hero of the previous round, comes in, gets 2 beautiful headshot there. And that's going to give advantage to Bravado here. TC also dropped to 3, but the kill isn't completed on him. Leaves it all on Blaze, and he's going to get spotted, but ooh, just destroys Elusive with that weapon. And this fight here, Detrony's going to win on 16 HP. He is just on a tear at the moment.
Yeah, a fantastic play there by Bravado. Is Detrony the Bravado captain? I know that Elusive's the in-game leader, but is he also the captain is the question.
I think it's more than likely that Detrony would be the captain, but maybe somebody in chat could let us know. All you legions of people, if you know what the actual situation is, they let us know, because it's not always easy to follow these things, because they don't tell us when they change these sorts of things. So be good to know. But so far 9-6. Yeah, eXdee with a pretty good half. Bravado though, definitely making a game of it by getting those last 2 rounds. And I think that round where Detrony, I think he got a 4K in the end with nothing but a CZ. I mean, 2 clips of CZ, and some of that was long range as well. That really enabled the 9-6. Without that, I think they were almost odds on to lose this game.
Well, I mean, like I said, Bravado's CT side is pretty ridiculous on this map, so I wouldn't, you know, so it's a definite loss, but it wouldn't have looked good going in with only 4 rounds into the CT side. They would have had to do a lot, and especially with TC available, I don't think they would have been odds on to win at that stage.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit difficult. We're going to see the match restart come in, so we're going to go into the second half. This is ESEA Season 26, of course, ESEA Open, and Bravado Gaming versus eXdee. Bravado on 6, eXdee on 9, and you're joining Extremes and Profeci. If you didn't know who it was, if you can't read, I hope you can read if you're watching this. That would be helpful if you can. But
also help if I spelled my name correctly, I guess.
Did I not spell your name correctly?
No. If I spelled my name correctly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Everybody thinks you're Profeci, right?
Yes. Well, one of the many variations, but as it is, eXdee's got the variation of the Goliath rush, as they're going to make their moves towards B now. Bravado seems to be aware of this. They've actually got 3 guys in the bomb site. And are they going to spot Fady? Fady takes the first. Fady executes the second.
Oh.
And that is the end of the round for eXdee.
Well, that's that, boys.
Unless something crazy comes out.
And Fady wants more as well. He wants the ace if he can get it. But Elusive's going to deny him that. Fady should get the last kill here, and he does. So beautiful round from Fady. And, I mean, he's had his problems on this B-bomb site this year, especially against Energy. But showing up that time really well.
Yeah, I mean, most of the problems stemmed from the fact that I think he was a bit more aggressive than you'd want a solo site holder to be. It's not that he was a bad player, it's just that I think he was bad for the spot. But, I mean, clearly more than capable of holding it there, as he does get baited in by his teamies and, I mean, picks it up big time. 2 very, very crisp shots to execute the eXdee players as they walked in.
Yeah, I mean, you typically want a more passive player to be that sort of site anchor guy, and I think Fady is just more of a go-getter, being that sort of entry fragger kind of player. That may going to do a little bit of damage, but yeah, I mean,
that eXdee's actually gone for a completely full save here. That is very, very
without a bomb plant.
Yeah, very, very out of the ordinary.
Oh, Blaze with the kill there, but JT going to be punishing them a little bit, and Fady should finish this kill off. Does indeed. So it's a 2v4 at the moment. Fady getting another. Definitely having a good time of it at the moment. Detrony rounds it out, and that's 8 there for Bravado, so definitely coming back into it. Maybe the idea for eXdee there with the save is to go double AWP on T-side, potentially? Are they going to do a G2?
Double AWP T-side train, that is brave beyond.
You have to have giant French balls to be able to do that, right?
Yeah, big brass ones. Very, very big brass ones.
And one of them's got to be named Kenny.
Not necessarily. Might help if one's called Sharks.
True that. Fady missing the attempted molly there, but follows it up with a nade. Does a tiny lick of damage. Detrony on the fishing expedition.
Yeah, indeed.
Took the words out of your mouth.
Something like that. Well, I mean, taking the life out of their bodies is JT as he picks up 2 that freaky and Beasts hit the deck. Fady and friends are about to charge the Blaze though. He just teaches Detrony a lesson in not getting too aggressive as the last remaining player is King. He's got the bomb. He's going to try and make a play there. And he might, if he's quick, get into B sight as there's no Bravado players actually holding the area. TC seems to be considering it now as he is going to make the turn. And does he spot King? He's just going to hold the area. But, yeah, just pushing up a bit. But, yeah, I mean, Bravado only losing 1 player. A much better situation than they did for XTC.
Oh, look who's here. It's Sonic.
Well, he's
that...
coaching the counter-terrorist, though.
Is he allowed to actually sub in at this point, according to the rules? I don't actually know.
I have no idea. Are there ESEA rules? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, he might sub in here, so let's see what happens. That might require an admin, which I don't think for ESEA Online we really have an admin necessarily on hand. So just waiting to see what happens. Yeah, King hoping somebody's going to walk past him and maybe give him a free kill. He's going to go, yeah, late round one would expect, but TC well placed to stop him, except if he's going to look at the wall. But does spot him out. He should be able to come in the plant. TC doesn't actually have a nade, so the plant will actually happen, and that's somewhat of a victory there for King. More than he would have expected.
Yeah, it's a huge one for eXdee. I mean, they've double saved, and they got the bomb plant in the third round, so... yeah, that's massive for them. They'll be able to double AWP if they so desire. I wouldn't recommend it, but they certainly can.
Well, considering... Oh, there's King immediately buying the AWP. Is Macmo going to buy one too? Ooh, what will we see? In Macmo... Oh, there we go.
Yep,
so I called it.
Okay.
I did.
You did indeed. I don't know if this is a good idea, though.
No, I don't think it's a good idea either. I'm a little bit mystified by this, but we have seen eXdee with the abundance of AWPers they have do this pretty consistently. So definitely a little bit of French flair on the side of eXdee. They like to do this.
Bravado, this might be a huge fight there. Detrony actually at close range. He's going to finish off Freaky. Elusive completes the other, but Blaze is going to turn around with a double. And that is a huge win there for eXdee, even though they do lose one of their AWP. No, they didn't lose any of their AWPers, but that does make life a little bit difficult for them because we say that retaking is hard with double AWPs. Imagine trying to take a side with double AWPs.
That's really difficult. The one saving grace for them is they got some time on hand here at least, so maybe they can use the AWPs, but unfortunately the auto directed completely forsaking us there, and we missed a lot of that. Apologies, guys, but oh, there Blaze catching JT, getting aggressive, and JT's been so good at pushing behind or out and in amongst the eXdee team and gotten away with it so many times. So why wouldn't you think he'd get away with it there and for once punished? So eXdee with the advantage here. And I guess for Bravado, they won't necessarily know there's double AWPs because that kill came in with the AK. They would have only heard one AWP fire as far as I'm aware in this round.
That's I think exactly why JT decided to push there. If they'd known that it was double AWPs, they probably would have been a lot more passive. But JT needed to, make something happen, as it were. They needed some kind of information. So trying to just make I wouldn't say desperation play, but certainly a play that had to be made at some point. Because Blaze is not going to walk out. He's going to spot Fady. He's going to shoot Fady in the face. But TC is the last line of defense here for Bravado. Can he do it? He's going to get spotted out in the next couple of seconds. He's going to hit the first. He's almost completes it. And unfortunately, the double peak is going to be the end of him. But Blaze does get his ace now.
Got the ace. Blaze just on fire tonight. I mean, looking at the scores, Blaze on 21 and 15, having a great game. We see TC drop out, so that's odds on. It's good to be Sonic, and it is the man, Sonic, the one. I mean, we call Neo the one, but Sonic is probably the one when it comes to South African CS.
Yep, Supersonic indeed, as he's going to change in, but doesn't actually have any... Okay, there he's got the cash now. I was just wondering for half a second what the hell was going on there, but... he does not take over. No, doesn't.
Doesn't get the cash, so he's on a P250. That's a bit strange, but Of course, as I said, I don't think there's admins available to actually facilitate a change like that on ESEA and on an online week game, so unfortunate. But Sonic's got a P250, we know what he can do. He doesn't need anything. He can do it with nothing but a pencil and a muffin.
Well, I mean, you'd almost call him John Wick if he was a little bit more keen on headshots, but he certainly is pretty dangerous with just about everything in CSGO. We don't have pencils yet, but I wouldn't put it past... well, I wouldn't put anything past Detrini at the moment as Freaky gets absolutely pinned to the wall there.
Sure, I know. A bit of a misread here from eXdee. Look at King on the Mac 10. Oh, there's a weapon for Sonic, and that's going to make him feel pretty good about it too. He's going to get a ton of information here as well, so I just think for King and the rest of the boys, they might have thought Bravado's on a save, and having this Mac 10 is not going to help them against a double AWP.
Not at all, and I actually like Sonic's position here. He can basically allow any player from Bravado to now basically just stack all... well, sorry. He can just allow Bravado's team to stack 4 players on the A site, and I doubt eXdee is aware of any possible play here. King, it looks like he might suspect, but they are going to walk.
Oh, this could be huge. Oh, and Sonic gets the first, gets the second.
Okay.
Oh, Sonic with the huge play there. That just destroys the round completely for eXdee, and it's going to be on Blaze and Macmo here to actually clutch it out. In they go, but Detrini, this is a pretty fiendish position, and he's going to get destroyed by Macmo. How does that happen?
I have absolutely no idea how that
That
happens.
nade's going to kill him, though. Bomb plant denied, and that's pretty much the round.
Is indeed. As 3 versus 1, Makmur is not unfortunately able to do anything about it. So double AWPs now on the side of BVD, and that's, I mean, still expensive, but it's a lot more reasonable on the CT side here. And who would have guessed? But Sonic with no armor and an AK just destroys eXdee's hopes for that map. And
oh. Maybe he's mad, you know, like Vintage Fnatic when Flusher would change his name to Flusher Mad, you know, he's going to kill people like crazy. Sonic mad after that ESL Africa final.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Flusher these days is just bad.
Well, this is also true.
Flusher bad.
Flusher bad, definitely, and it's looking pretty bad for eXdee in this round, considering they're only on pistol, got a single deagle to work with and 2 P250s. Going to be on Blaze to find this, but Blaze has been, well, a fire, so to speak, with his fragging in this game. He needs to find himself a kill or two, yeah, and maybe it's possible for a bomb plant, but I don't know. JT's hungry, and he gets the kill on Freaky. He's got the backup of Elusive as well. Macmo now trying for some kind of distraction, but Detrini just putting him down. Detrini on point now with the open. There's Elusive. Gets the first and the second before he's traded there by Blaze. Blaze on 11 HP. Nothing but headshots required, and it's not going to happen. Fady puts him down. Bravado Gaming into the lead.
For the first time in this game. They are 11 to 10 up. So double AWPs working out pretty well there. JT gets the first, Detrini gets the second, and then Elusive on hand to clean up another 2. So Bravado looking very, very solid at this point as they're starting that dominant CT side run. Can eXdee break it? They need to do it on this round. They have 4 AKs and a Goliath, so it's a bit of a rough one. They don't have a full stack utility either. Freaky just got a bit of a noisemaker there as Makmur is going to try to take a... just spot something. Bravado, you can see, trying to get aggressive, push down behind the smoke.
That was so close through that smoke, but also Detrini getting himself a lot of ground on B bomb side, pushed up to the top, holding it with the AWP, and he's got a ton of information, so Bravado should know what's essentially coming here. And Fady, reading it perfectly, gets himself 2 there, and it's going to be on King to get the trade, but he's not in position to do it early on. Gets it finally, but I thought maybe JT was holding that angle with the AWP, but didn't happen. 3 on 4 at the moment. eXdee with a chance in this round, but Bravado intent on holding them out and Elusive. That's not going to help eXdee's cause at all. And there's the kill for JT. Bravado looking really strong right now. King on 6 HP.
Yep. Did get the only kill for his team in this round, so he's going to have to do a hell of a lot more if he wants his team to become good here. But he should be saving. I mean, at this point, I think they need to save. Don't have tons of money. They will get a decent amount, 2,900 in the next round, but not even close to enough to buy up fully. So King should just be chilling in the kitchen or the lounge. What is this place exactly? I think it's a lounge, isn't it?
Somewhat of a lounge, I think. Just chilling over there, hanging out.
He's also
for somebody
a villain,
to push him.
so...
It's kind of hard to really quantify what it is, but I mean, we are in Soviet Russia on this map, so not really sure what their building style was. But it's going to be 12 to 10 here to Bravado Gaming, and Bravado Gaming looking really strong. And as Gully said in chat a little while ago, Sonic to the rescue was pretty much the case a couple rounds ago, and I think with Sonic it makes them a much more formidable prospect.
Yeah, Sonic is. I mean, we mentioned it at ESL, like him just not pitching up, I think made Bravado look a lot worse than they usually are. He does seem to have a bit of a talismanic quality to him, in that when he's in the game and he's really flowing, the rest of the team just seems to play a lot better. And when he did disappear at ESL, the whole team looked a bit flat outside of JT, and a couple of rounds here or there, but Bravado just never seemed to be able to spark to life. Tonight it seems as though they definitely are sparking to life, as they lead 12-10. eXdee looking to make a quick play here towards the B side. They forced up around the AK to some degree. A couple of guys with CZs and 2 with armor. It's a cheeky attempt, but I mean Sonic and BVD seem to have a read on this, as they've actually got 4 players in the B side.
And they're going to be running through that fire into Sonic's crosshair. I actually thought Sonic would catch that first kill. Through the smoke he goes. Freaky also roasting here before he kills Sonic, but there's 2 kills already for Bravado. And Fady sneaking up really nicely. That nade's going to do huge damage. Fady following it up. Almost thought he'd get that spray transfer before King puts him down, but 3v1. Very unlikely here for eXdee. Yeah,
extremely unlikely. Is Detri's going to try to play close range with the... well, he plays it with a bit of a shotgun vibe there. And try peek around the corner slowly, and he's gonna kill King so quick on that flick. There's Detrini.
You can see King wasn't even considering that to be a possibility, but Detrini, the experienced campaigner that he is, goes for it and makes it work.
Yeah, very quick there as well. So 24-13 for the captain of the Bravado squad. JT also rocking the top. Top of the mountain is 25-14. He's actually done very well. I mean, I know at times this year he's had a bit of a downers. At Medal State he was by far the best BVD player, but ever since that middle part of the year he's looked a little bit worse than I think his previous form would suggest. So good to see the young man coming back to some level of what was a fairly devastating streak of form towards last year and the early parts of this one.
I really thought he was potentially the best player in South Africa at the time, because he was hard carrying Carbon big time. I mean, it was a star-studded lineup, but he was the guy at the top, and he was supposedly in-game leading as well. So I mean, it might have been a bit of that scenario like Nico and Mousesports, where he was setting himself up, or Stewie 2K and Cloud9 or something like that. But still, it has been a bit of a drop-off for him, and it's good to see him hitting some form here. eXdee trying to hit a bomb site, but not working out just yet. Freaky gets the kill there, though, on the lurk, and he's drawing quite a bit of attention here. They should actually be looking to execute, but the problem is the bomb's lying far back. This is a problem for them, and Fady going to be dropping the first player before the trade comes in. There's King actually still going on the long lurk and getting the kill, but 2v2 with all the trading that's happening. Blaze, though, in a really good position here, if he can find the right timing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think if eXdee plays together, this might be a little bit more dangerous, as he's not going to be able to see anything. So he might be making a call here. They don't have the bomb. They've got 30 seconds. If BVD plays this correctly, could actually end up biting eXdee in the backside pretty heavily. Detrini should be hearing the running
Oh my word, this is just nightmare stuff. Are they going to get this bomb down? Okay, it's not going to matter. King wins the fight, but oh my word, I was sweating bullets there. I think they were too.
Did it seem like Detrini just didn't hear King there?
I don't know. Maybe he timed out for a second. I mean, he was facing back. There was the pop flash bounced off the wall, so maybe he turned for the flash. But I would have expected him to turn around a little bit quicker. However, this is a round for eXdee 13-11. Double AWP will persist on Bravado. They had plenty of money, but after this, they're not going to. So this is a big opportunity for eXdee, and Freaky making the most of it. Gets Fady, and Fady's been punished a couple of times trying to cross towards Electric Box there, and not going to work yet again.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I would say it's aggression, but the more aggressive stance that Fady seems to be taking is just not working out tonight. eXdee seems to have his number most times, and at the moment, Bravado, bit of a dicey situation, 4 versus 5, double AWP, so they got to make certain that eXdee, if they do get onto a bomb site, they get in with only 1 or 2 alive, because it's going to be a horrible situation to try and retake with the double cannons. It's not going to be a good situation. Sonic playing slightly forward now, deciding to maybe move back a bit. He is going to be the tip of the spear here for Bravado, so eXdee have to make certain that they root him out. If they don't, I think it is going to be a horrible day at the office, as Bravado also does suspect something, so they've actually pulled Detrini in as well. Sonic is going to play super aggressive, actually. He's going to climb up the ladder and see if he can make something happen.
Detrony now, I think, maybe second-guessing himself a little bit with King getting all the way out here. And King gets the kill as well. That's definitely going to pull the rotation. And this is a... Ooh, I was going to say, this is a dire situation, but when JT's hitting shots like that, does it really matter? He needs to get himself another one here as they're getting into the site. They went through pop. The fake coming in and almost catching us. They're through the smoke, JT! What? He's under... Oh, what? JT? I was just going to say, he's under so much pressure, you shouldn't get anything else, and I just stopped there. It's like, stopped in wonder for what JT was wreaking upon the opposite team there. The havoc that he was wreaking. He almost won that for them somehow.
Yeah, that was some filthy shots there from JT, especially that third one where he had just about nothing in his sights except the head and still seemed to hit the player. So BVD back onto a semi-save.
Oh,
we can say for BVD.
I'm shaking my head at that round because that was just crazy. Freaky again catching Fady. Fady, please stop doing that.
Yeah, please. But Mark picks up Detrony as well. Third player down is elusive, and the pins are falling as they come. JT, well, I mean, he's showing he's not too shabby with an Deagle either, but King will finish him off, and Sonic is the last player alive. He's going to get spotted and shot in the face.
And look at this, eXdee equalizing it here, and I don't think anybody would have expected eXdee to be in the lead in that first half, and definitely not to be equal with Bravado on the T side. Bravado's money under a lot of pressure here as well, so eXdee... They've got the money now to, if they lose this, they probably have one more buy here because they've got the money on 3 players. Bravado don't have that luxury. So this is eXdee's opportunity to put Bravado away.
Definitely is. They've started to go only single AWP now. It's actually going to be on JT, not Detrony. So maybe spawn-based. Does look as though JT is playing actually very, very close, aggressive B-hold. Something that Device from Astralis used to do. Perfect timings are needed to counter the pop flash that is common.
Do you think it could be
area.
Because he's wrecking faces based as opposed to spawns or anything like that?
I think he's dead. Not doing too shabbily either. Sonic gets the kill there. I think that was a pop flash through from Fady, which helped out. Mark gets gunned down, getting Bravado into a better situation. Elusive's going to spot some players, and that will probably mean that he's just going to smoke it off and back away. Cops a bit of a grenade to his backside as well, and the molly should force him back. eXdee's going to reconsider.
Bravado with a nice advantage into this round, and that's going to stand them in good stead. eXdee yet to find really any purchase in this round so far. Ooh, King nearly finding that. Gets tagged through the wall, however, so he's going to be dropped low, but still got the time on the execute here, and they've got plenty of nades. I mean, if anything, Bravado really hurting in the nade count, and if eXdee can use their utility well here, get the smokes down and make sure that the pop flashes are on point, they could potentially take the side away from Bravado because they don't have a lot to counter with.
Yeah, everything's actually, I think, up onto Blaze here. He's going to be the player that makes the most of the things happen.
How did he miss that?
Missing a shot.
Oh my word, he's been hitting everything. It's been a railgun for him lately. Now he gets the shot, and that's going to delay them 20 seconds. I don't think this is doable for them unless something crazy happens. King trying to make the crazy thing happen, but he's the last guy left alive. 3v1 here, and King should be caught. Beautiful headshot from Elusive. Just sits him down pretty emphatically there, but I think eXdee left themselves just a bit too much to do there.
Yeah, and I mean, I think JT's aggressive positioning there actually stuffed with eXdee's execute, because what they wanted to do is I think they wanted to push 3 guys out of A main and then have Blaze as the late lurk. And had they been able to get out of A main and it caused a bit of problems, then I think Blaze would have been perfectly positioned to turn that round against Bravado. But Elusive just clearly 200 IQ, just waiting for Blaze, knew something was up, and shot him in the side of the head as he peeked.
Ooh, Magma there.
Yeah, eXdee's forcing up a little bit here. Not really the best buy, Goliath and UMP. So favoring utility, which is I suppose good, but their executes just haven't been that great. They've been hitting shots, but outside of that,
they're winning fights. They're not executing well generally.
Yeah.
It's headshots. I mean, Freaky and Blaze and Beastus have all just been hitting insane headshots. Down pop they go, dropping a fake flash there, and it nearly catches him. So JT dropped pretty low, and Fady pushed up very far. Gonna get punished finally. The problem is 3v2 at the moment. It's putting eXdee under a lot of pressure, and they don't have a lot to work with here. Need to find some shots, and Beast has been hitting him.
He's gonna try work. He's not gonna hit a shot against Detrony, unfortunately, as Mark pushes up close. He might be able to get Detrony here, but he's gonna certainly get traded out. Sonic is up to the task and shoots Makmur in the side of the head. But yeah, I mean, I think the best analogy for how eXdee's been playing is that they seem to have a mallet to open a can of beans, not a can opener.
They just want to hit the crap out of that can as opposed to any finesse
they catch
involved.
The can every now and then, and it bursts just because of how hard they've hit it. But you know, sometimes they whiff, and unfortunately that's when the can hits them in the face. So Bravado has done a very, very good job at remaining sealed at this point. So 15-13. Closer game than I expected, given how Bravado has recently played on train, though.
Yeah, very much so. Map and match point here for Bravado, and eXdee were looking very good at one point, but now they don't have a lot to work with here. And Bravado definitely looking very strong. JT already on the 30 bomb as well, so he's just been on an absolute tear. And you'd expect that nade to maybe catch a little bit of HP, chip some off those eXdee blocks, but doesn't really do as much as I might have expected there. Thank you for joining us, guys. It's been great. This is, of course, ESEA Open Season 26, and this is the second map for tonight. First map going also train, which was Goliath Gaming versus Energy Finesse, going to Goliath Gaming after a really nice start from Energy Finesse, and Blaze with a really nice start in this round. Are eXdee still alive in this game?
Possibly. I mean, Bravado's not looking good in terms of the money. JT only had a deagle in that last in this round, so Bravado very, very low on the utility. eXdee's got none themselves, so it's going to come up to shots, and at the moment it does seem as though Bravado currently are having the better shake of it. eXdee, what on earth are they doing? This is 30 seconds and they're going to make an execute now. They've got absolutely no utility. They're going to hit the site at about 20. If Sonic can do anything, like even kill one of the players.
Fady's got all this information. He's just heard them running.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
That's the game.
Done.
So all the kills happening off auto director. Doesn't want to play ball at all. Beats is trying his best with the deagle, and it's not going to work out there. So that was a bit of a losing situation there for Pieces, unfortunately. And they just left themselves way too much to do with no time at all.
Yeah, that's the kind of situation where having an in-game leader or having a captain is actually the that's the best, I think, example of what a captain will provide, is that he would have called it much earlier. Okay, we're doing this now, rather than 40 seconds. Okay, guys, let's rotate from IV to B.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a crazy one, but overall Bravado with an amazing comeback, I think, considering the early start they had. But I think Sonic had a lot to do with it.
I mean, he didn't do much. I think I'd actually put more at JT's feet there. He had a couple of big rounds, especially that one was I think 13th round of the half. I forget exactly which one, where he pushed progressively into the sandwich with the AWP. I think that round probably breaks the game for in BVD's favor. Unfortunately, eXdee could never really recover from that situation.
Yeah, unfortunate for them. And if you're just joining us, that was Bravado Gaming versus eXdee. eXdee making it really close, but in the end, Bravado prevailing 16-13. So great game overall, and I think a lot of people, Bravado fans, were sweating some bullets there as to whether their team would actually pull through. And that would, I think, puts Bravado at the top of the log as well. So well done to them. I mean, we can pull up a little bit of stats if you guys want to see some of that, potentially. Let me do that.
Yeah.
Before we go, because, usually we don't do stats on South African streams, but Prof and I are stats guys. We love the stuff, so I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So
yeah.
Let me just pull that up quickly. There we go. There's some stats for you guys.
Yeah, so I mean, Bravado does go top of the log, 10-1 now, up against, I think eXdee was 10-1 going into this game, so they'll be 10-2. Energy though still undefeated, 8-0-0, so they'll be definitely on the trail for BVD, and well, maybe we can see a decent end of the season again.
Yeah, well, I mean, looking at those individual player stats, JT just having an absolutely amazing game, 30 kills, 20 deaths, and I mean, if you look at his ADR of 104, that's average damage per round. He did a ton of damage. Detrony as well with an ADR of 101, also on 29 kills. Those two guys making a huge difference to the team overall. And on the other side, it really felt like Blaze and Freaky had the highlight rounds, but King doing some amazing work, ending on 26 kills, and plenty of ADR on him as well. 91 on him, 93 on Blaze. I think overall a really good game and a good advertisement for the level of Counter-Strike, and I'm glad to see just how good eXdee actually are right now. Yeah,
it's a much better situation than I think we would have expected going into this game, especially given it's up against BVD. But eXdee certainly no shrinking violet. definitely doing a lot better than I expected them to. So onward and upward. I think they do still have some issues though, and they will need to figure out who's exactly going to be leading the team. And I think once they get a bit of a playbook together, they'll definitely be one of those dangerous teams. That 5th to 6th team that can upset one of the bigger guys.
Yeah, well, I think that's it from us, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. I think it's been a lot of fun. We, of course, had SLP earlier on, his first time casting with me, my first time casting with him, and I think that went really great. You can go back and watch the VOD. The VOD will, of course, auto-upload when we're done. And, of course, if you missed this game, you can watch it in the next few minutes as it auto-uploads. So my first time casting with Profeci in a live format as well, and I think that was a lot of fun. I don't often do play-by-play, and I think I did okay. What did you think, Prof?
I wasn't too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
No, we got there. We got there in the end. So, well done to you, Prof, and appreciate you guys being here. Going to be casting some more with Anthrax on Sunday night. We're going to be doing 2 Big 5 games, Big 5 versus Energy and Big 5 versus Bravado, which is going to be some absolute rip snorters, to quote Anthrax, because, of course, Big 5, the 3rd best team in South Africa at the moment, I'd say pretty undisputedly. And those games are going to be some close ones. And, of course, Zero Chance has just started coaching that team as well. So I expect some good things from them.
Yeah, that's definitely a relationship I'd be very, very interested to follow. Is Zero Chance helping out Big 5. But, yeah, Big 5, definitely. I think I'd agree with you. They're top 3 team in SA currently. BD, Energy, and Big 5 will be keen to keep those positions, but I think the old boys of DC and the new boys of Goliath will be looking to upset that particular apple cart sometime in the near future.
Indeed, so join us for that on Sunday night. Times to be confirmed, so have a look at my Twitter and Anthrax's Twitter, and we will tweet that at you. You'll be able to see what's going on. Definitely join us for some more. I've been Extremes. I almost called myself Anthrax there. Extremes.
You're not that cool.
I know, I'm not that cool. Rip. I've been Extremes, and you've been Profeci, and you can see our Twitter handles at the bottom. Give us a follow. Give the channel a like. Check out what we're doing. We'll see you guys around. Have a great evening.
All right. Thanks very much, guys.